So let's get into this GameStop situation. What happened? How did it work? So basically, what happened is investors saw GameStop, like big investors. These are like Wall Street bankers, billionaires, millionaires. They saw GameStop and they saw it as being a weak company. So what you can do in stocks and stock trading is something called shorting a stock. So they shorted the GameStop stock. So when you short a stock, you're basically betting against it. It's like a bet basically. So you're basically betting against that stock and predicting that it'll drop in the future. So what happens is at the time you're basically borrowing the stock at that price and agreeing to return it at a certain time. But along the times of you owning the stock, if the price of the stock drops, they can sell the stock back at the same price that they originally bought or borrowed the shares from, so they can then pocket the difference. So, if they bought the share or they borrowed the shares at $5, it drops to 250, they can sell it for $5 and make that 250 profit. So they saw GameStop as being weak, so they shorted it. Basically, when what happened, a bunch of Redditors on this subreddit called Wall Street Bets, they knew of this, and I think they had like they were gamers. So when they saw that they saw these big investors betting against a GameStop or a gaming company. They're like, "Yo, let's fuck them over," and it's kind of like a big fuck you to the big investors. And what they did, they orchestrated basically a mass buying of the stock. So if you don't know the basics of stock, supply and demand, when how the prices changes, the price goes up when a lot of people are buying the stock. When a lot of people are selling it, it goes down. So what happened is these Redditors, they all teamed up and they all decided to buy these stocks. So what happened? The price, instead of drops, it raises. So it fucked over those people that originally like the investors that betted against it. When that happens, when the stock starts going up, so shorting is you're relying on it to go down. So if it doesn't go down and it goes up instead, you're kind of fucked, because then you have to buy the stock. And where this gets fucked is you buy the stock now that you're buying the stock, and all these investors that shorted it have to buy it so they don't lose more money. They drive up the price even more. So then these Redditors that originally started this, they buy in. Then the fucking investors panic. They start buying their shares instead of shorting them or whatever. And then the what's it called? All the Redditors, they pulled their money out and they won that profit. And then when they pulled their money out, of course, what happens? The stock price falls again. So they played this big ass game. Honestly, such a win. I fucking love this story. The only problem, here's where I get pissed off though, and a lot of people are also pissed off with at the same time with this situation. And so this is where the controversial shit happens. Big investors, Wall Street guys, like they've been called out for doing this over and over again. They always do this type of shit. But obviously now that they're getting the ones hit and it was just ordinary people that profited off of it, they're crying and you see them on news, they're bitching and shit. So because of their crying, and obviously a lot of these investing apps, mainly Robinhood and whatever free investing apps, to protect the investors, they didn't let people sell their GameStop stocks for like a day or whatever. So I just want to say before I move on, fuck you to Robinhood and fuck you to any of those investing apps. And yet again, I want to remind you guys, these apps. So if you don't know, when you usually trade stocks, most accounts there's a commission on the stocks you buy or whatever. A lot of these apps, their main competition, their main competitive point is that you can trade stocks for free commission, so it makes it easier to make a little bit more money. Because sometimes when you're trading stocks, commission just eats up a lot of the profit, right? But I just want to remind you guys, what when you see free, it's not free. There's a cost. You just gotta think about where is this cost? What are they doing to fuck me over? Or what are they doing to get their money back on me using this app for free?